I am here at the Babbage's CPL tournament talking with Sin, one of the top Half-Life Counter-Strike teams in the world. They've won just about everything they've been in. And I'm here with 4 members of a 13-member team. Tell us about how your team formed and how all of you came together.
Basically, from the beginning, from Beta 1, we're a local clan called RS, and we're just a group of friends at school and stuff, and our rivals, TRU, they're basically local too, and the leaders talk to each other, and we just formed together and made Sin.
All right, and about the last 2 months together now, and so this will be the first big LAN event that Sin's gone to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before it's RS, they had unofficial CPL events, and they pretty much swept every competition: 3-on-3s, 5-on-5s, 6-on-6. They swept them all. And then TRU was the only clan to ever beat RS in the LAN ever out of like any LAN competition. And we have like 2 local guys, so I was sick of playing with scrub replacements every match.
Right.
So we merged, and it's been like 6-8 weeks, and this will be our first LAN tournament as Sin.
When you say local, where are you talking about? Here in Dallas or somewhere else?
Yeah, I'm from Dallas. Most of these former RS guys are from Plano, and we got some from like College Station,
A lot from Canada.
Mineral Wells. Yeah, we got a guy here from Toronto, Sin Cap, but I can't find him right now.
How would you form together as a team and practice and do what you need to as a team with people spread out so far apart?
IRC.
Yeah.
You play online?
Yeah, just coordinate through that and use Roger Wilco during matches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Voice program.
What are some of the successes those 2 separate clans had at tournaments?
Well, my clan TRU from before, we came from a Half-Life Deathmatch, and we never lost. We beat every one we played, and then it was just boring, so we left. We came to CS in like Beta 5, so we didn't have that much experience, and RS had been playing for a while, and they were definitely better at the time than we were. They're more organized, so it was like a no-brainer to merge.
Okay. Now, what are some of the dynamics of your team? I mean, how do you guys approach the game? Do you have any special strategies, or does it vary from map to map? What makes you guys Sin?
It varies from map to map, but basically, like for individual members, there has to be a certain amount of skill they have before they can get in the clan, and then like people with history also, and mostly like people with experience. Like I don't have that much experience in games, but it's more or less common sense once you invoke the strategy part. And you play offense and defense. There's a lot of variables.
We try to be real creative and confuse the team as much as possible.
Yeah.
That's basically the basis for all the strats.
How would you go about doing that?
Well, I mean, just noises here and smoke here and, stuff like that makes them think you're going some way you're not.
A lot of variety. Variety is really important.
Also, the little details are the ones that matter the most.
Such as what?
Certain, let's say, grenade banks or, certain tactics, listening for
Shooting through a
footsteps,
wall here,
etc. Wall shooting.
Knowing what teammates are where is very important, so you can see who died, who got killed, and where. You can go there fast. You don't have to worry about them saying, "Hey, I died here." You know right where they're at right then.
Okay. So what drew you guys to Counter-Strike, which is a more realistic game as opposed to something that's more arcade-oriented like Quake 3? What is it about Counter-Strike that appeals to you guys?
Body-specific damage. Like that. I can't play a game without body-specific damage. Because my first game was Half-Life, and I've tried Quake, and it's just not fun because I'll shoot a guy in the head 30 times and he lives. Shoot him in the foot 30 times, the same damage. So I don't know. People like that, but it's kind of more of a mindless game like that to me. I need something that requires more skill, and most of the players here feel the same.
Okay, and I'll ask you this.
Counter-Strike was just more addicting for me, and that's what it came down to. I
How
couldn't
come?
stop playing it. I don't know. I think it's just that
Subliminal messages.
I think it's just that you can be really on and you can be really off, and so like the times when you're really on and like killing everybody, it's awesome and it's so much fun, and so you keep playing, just trying to do that again every single time.
Do you think it has something to do with the team play dynamic as well? Does that appeal to you?
Of course, but it's in a pub. The team play is pretty limited. It's designed to be where you could play as a team really well, but it doesn't happen that way in a pub. You usually end up running around and shooting people one at a time. But in a match, it's awesome. That's the best thing about it. Is the team play.
Yeah.
Also, just the realism in general. The whole game is based on reality, and not very many games try and touch that. And this is definitely the one with the best graphics and everything else, in my opinion. I think it's definitely the realism. It's sort of a branch off, Rainbow Six ideas and all that other stuff, but this is definitely, I'd say, the best gameplay as far as those games go.
I've played like pretty much all the games out, like tested them and stuff. I mean, not like tested, but like played them a little bit. They just don't appeal to me like Counter-Strike does. The team effort in Counter-Strike, it's Gooseman, the maker of CS, kind of made it, every beta, more and more team-oriented to where you have to be with your teammates to dominate. And people that play pubs and stuff, they're never going to experience that until they get in a clan and play in the team atmosphere. That's when they really get a sense of how Counter-Strike's supposed to be played.
Okay. And how did you guys prepare for this tournament? What did you do?
We really didn't. We had a really, really hard schedule, like against the top clans and stuff, coming into the tournament. Whereas other clans like CK3, they had kind of a bye for like a week or two because they scheduled early. So we're more of a default time clan, so we kind of just show up, make up strats there, and do as best as we can.
Mm-hmm.
We played Jeep Rally a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a new map.
So how do you guys think you're going to do? How do you feel?
I don't know. It's going to be a really, really competitive tournament. There's a clan from Germany. It's like 130-0. There's a clan from Sweden. It's like 60-0. CK3 and us. I think it's a toss-up between us four.
Okay. Now, Counter-Strike has really exploded on the multiplayer gaming scene. What are your thoughts about the community that has formed around this game?
It kind of depends. There's the real big losers who require to cheat with the wall hacks and forward speed and whatnot. There's just a lot of console commands that shouldn't be used in the game. They weren't intended to be used, but people just scour on the net for them or something, I don't know. And it's almost ruined the game. They keep trying to, like, every release they'll fix one cheat, 5 more pop up. So, but I mean, there's still a lot of respectable players, and those are the ones that are fun to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Because these cheaters, they really, really ruin the game.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts about that?
The community is just huge. Like, you go to the Quake scene and everybody knows each other. The best players know each other. But you go to Counter-Strike and there's good players all over the country that you never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a much different community than Quake by far.
Yeah.
And do you think that's just because you're just now starting out to come to these events and meet people face to face?
I think as the LAN events get bigger, the teams that are on the top are going to start to stand out, and it's going to be a much more tight community. But
Mm-hmm.
for right now, it's real spread out. Nobody really knows who's on top right now.
Well, I wanted to ask you about the tournaments being awarded cash prizes for your skills. What are your thoughts about that?
We're real excited. I mean, any progress is progress. So, I mean, we have no complaints.
You spend a lot of hours playing a video game. If you can get paid for it, that's a real big help.
Right. Now, this is an interesting question that some people are answering differently. Do you think your gameplay style is going to change because there's more at stake with the cash prizes, or
A little bit, I think, will be a little more cheap, so to say.
Conservative?
Yeah, a little more conservative on certain plays. But I mean, there's certain times when you just have to be aggressive. So it's a really, I don't know how to explain it. It can go from like one extreme to the other really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Counter-Strike, because like when you start consecutively losing rounds, you get more and more money as a losing team. So you can. It's easy to come back if you know how to do it right. CK3 is real good at coming back.
you guys have any other thoughts about the tournament or what's going on here?
Real excited to be here. I mean, this is my first, actual CS competition as far as, competing for money and prizes.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think it's going to be a real exciting tournament. Got a lot of good clans here.
Okay. Well, we'll catch up with you later in the tournament and see how you guys are doing.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.